Hello, Internet. How are we this evening? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome to CaliBased, the show that makes Californians uncomfortable. Scarlett wants to say hi to you. All right. Come on. Let's get it over with. All right. You've been lazy. Oh, ball stomp. That was definitely a ball stomp, folks. Okay. Enough of that. All right. Can you go lay down, please? Can you go lay down? No, we're not going to play. Yeah, good girl. All right, folks, how are we this evening? Let's see, what do we got here? Danger, howdy, nice to see you. Radio Foreman, Liberty 2024, you got it. I agree. Concurred. All right, well, we got a ton of, it's not so much border stuff, it's illegal immigrant stuff that we got to talk about tonight because it's out of control. I don't know any other way to put it. Or is it out of control? Because it's such a insanely bad problem that you kind of have to ask, is it by design at this point? The old Cloward Piven strategy, because it's certainly overwhelming our systems. Our social systems. We absolutely could shut down the border. We could, if people knew that when they got here they'd get deported, they'd probably stop coming in mass. If people knew the conditions that they would be subjected to when they were brought here, they probably wouldn't come here. People are being tricked into coming here, it feels like, because tons of people are getting sent up to New York. They're like, we're not acclimated with the weather. We weren't expecting this. Some of the stuff that I'll show you and where they're getting put up for accommodations, it's not cushy hotels in all the locations that they're going to. So a lot of people aren't getting what they were sold when they came here. The 1800, don't let it bring you down, Michael. Don't let what bring me down? There's nothing bringing me down right now. I'm happy as a clam, man. I just did a 5-mile run and I'm feeling great. Yeah, no, absolutely nothing bringing me down. All right, well, let's get into some stuff. Let's talk about some things because there's a lot of illegal immigrant things to get into. It will not be corrected by Biden, obviously. No, it absolutely will not. Or the Biden regime, we should say, right? Because Biden's not in charge. Everybody knows Biden's not in charge. All right, folks, before we get into stuff, if you can go ahead and hit that like button, it would be very much appreciated. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's get into some things. So, first few things coming out of, well, do I want to start there? I think I do. Let's see, actually, where do I want to start? I think, yeah, that is where I want to start. All right, so this video is like a 4-minute video, and I want to play the whole thing because this whole Eagle Pass thing is suspect, to say the least. Why is there so much attention on Eagle Pass? It feels there's a huge border. We have a gigantic border, very long border, and all this attention is on Eagle Pass, this tiny little stretch right now. So this video made me think a little bit. So let's look at what this gentleman has to say here.
Wow. What? Half a mile.
So that's the border. That was the border wall wide open.
What's going on, guys? I know y'all come to my page because of the comedy, and I just play around on here. And I don't get political very often. Sometimes I have some things to say about things. I live in Texas. I was just in Eagle Pass, and I've got some videos I need to show you guys. Because you're watching the news, whether it's CNN or Fox, you're letting these news media idiots get you riled up against each other. Let me show you some videos that might just calm your ass down and make you turn off the TV. Watch this. All right, so this is the wall, the fence that we put up. And they put up a secondary fence because they opened the gates. There's some armed guards with some pretty serious weaponry. Pretty intimidating, right? Here's your razor wire in between the two bridges that are in the entrances into Mexico and also the entrance to Eagle Pass. There's some Hummers, some more guys, right? We're protecting, we're keeping them out. This is 0.5 miles from that area. 0.5 miles from where they set up their cameras, 0.5 miles from where they have all the people there, and it's right down the road. I left this long to show you just how short of a drive it is for us to get to a point where all that we just saw does not matter, and they're just getting you riled up against each other because.
So I don't know what to make of this. So first of all, we have to take everything coming off the internet with a grain of salt, right? I mean, there's nothing to lead me to believe this video would be faked. I mean, why fake it? This would be easily disproven. Anybody could go out and drive away from Eagle Pass along the border wall and verify what he's saying. So if the border wall is wide open, like the gates are wide open, a car could drive through. What is this? What are we doing at Eagle Pass? What is this big giant dog and pony show? So let's keep watching.
Because it's election time. And right about here is where you're going to see it. What's that?
So again, you guys, this is allegedly the border wall. This is the United States on the side that he's on. And on the other side of that wide open gate there is Mexico. Wide open border, like quite literally wide open border. The gates are open. If this video is accurate, if what this gentleman is saying is true, and I have no reason to believe it's not, I would like somebody to verify this, but he's saying a half mile out from Eagle Pass, this is the situation. That's only a half mile out. There's giant stretches. Anyway, let's keep watching.
Where are the armed guards? Where are the AR-15s? Where's the razor wire? Where's the gates? That's half a mile from where the media is blowing up that Texas versus the feds, that we're having this big battle. So that was one gate. That was the very first gate that I saw. We drove down a little bit more. There's one. It had a chain on it. So you keep driving down the road.
Via 1800, you say everybody knows that there's gaps in the wall. Yeah, but gaps where it's everybody knows about the gaps in areas that are like hard to traverse, you know, like rocky terrain, that kind of thing. But I don't think people are aware of this. And you're saying there's entire border towns that are wide open. Like having the gates open is a different thing, you know, like you could easily shut the gate. This just looks extremely suspicious. What the hell is going on?
You got Trump's wall doing its job. This one has never even had a gate. So to me, doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, libertarian. It doesn't matter what you are. And you're posting about this Texas versus the feds and we could have a civil war. I'm telling you right now, if a civil war breaks out, it's not because there's something good to fight over. It's because it's election time. It is because the news media is corrupt and you need to turn the TV off. I don't care what news media you watch. Just go down there and look yourself. Go look. The things that they are saying that the Fed.
So all this dude did is got in his truck and drove down the road along the border wall and filmed. So anybody that's close to Eagle Pass can go verify what this dude's saying. If the border is open, I would like to know it, especially if the border is wide open, you know, a half a mile from Eagle Pass. Like there's all this attention being put on Eagle Pass right now with the razor wire, the border control, the Texas National Guard. Ron DeSantis announced today that he's sending a bunch of Florida State Guard over there. What is this? This giant dog and pony show? Like, why? This really, if the border's wide open, a half mile away, why all the hoopla about Eagle Pass? I don't get it.
Feds and Texas are fighting about is a stretch that is not even a mile. How long is the border? They can just walk right over, and those gates keep going and going and going and going. I know you're thinking, well, just two gates. No, they're all open all.
Danger, you're saying someone in the comments of his video said that fence that is open is not the border and showed it on a map. Okay. Well, I want to see. Yeah. I mean, again, it's a video off the internet. Someone saying stuff dude could just be bold-faced lying, but I mean, the stuff's pretty easily to disprove if it is a lie. So I would, see what else he could find there, Danger. Because if it's not the border, but it sure looks like the border wall, doesn't it? It's like the same material. I mean, okay, the 1800. There's no illegals crossing there in the video itself. I agree. The gates should not be open. Is it the border? Like if it's not the border, then who cares? This is just one big waste of time, and this guy's just tricking everybody. Danger, or he could not know his geography. All right, well, let's continue with what he's saying. This dude seems pretty confident about what he's saying, and this guy's a comedian. He's not like a political guy. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Okay.
All the gates. It's a whole hoopla over.
He said hoopla, just like me.
This little bitty section in Eagle Pass in between a bridge and a bridge. Only place that there's guards. So if you can't get in half a mile of our border, you just walk down the road and you go across the border there.
And you guys, a half mile, you can walk a half mile in 10 minutes. It's a half mile is not far. I just ran 5 miles right before this stream. 5 miles isn't far. And you could walk 5 miles in probably an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, maybe. It's a half mile isn't far at all. What is going on?
All you folks posting about this, you picked a side and you think you're doing the right thing. But all of you need to reevaluate the country you live in and the information that's being given to you. Because I wanted to be on the Republican. I wanted to push on the Republican side. Hell, I'm from Texas. I'm in the middle no matter what usually, but I wanted to lean towards that side. And once I got down there, I was like, nope, I don't know. Believe what you want to believe. But I recorded those videos. No one sent me that. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but turn the TV off.
All right. So fact check homie, see if he's telling the truth, but I have no reason to. This dude's like a fairly big name account too. So he would be doing himself a major disservice if that was not in fact the border wall. So let's keep going. So the reason I want to start off with this is because we had this migrant attack on cops. You guys all saw this over in New York. This one here. All right. So B Sizzo, what up? What up, B Sizzo? How you doing? California Soccer Project. Let's make a campaign encampment in front of Laird's home. I'm down. I want to do some funny stuff. I actually want to create like some funny signs. I really want to do this. One of you guys might be able to do it with like Photoshop. If any of you guys are watching and you're good at Photoshop, I want to take AOC like with her when she went to the border in the all white, and I want to either superimpose my face onto that and like like a crying face. Or I want to actually like dress up in all white, go to a chain link fence and like reenact the photo and make some sort of campaign ad like that. Some funny stuff, just some funny stuff like that. I think it'd be fun. All right, let's continue. All right, so this happened a couple days ago, yesterday. I'm not sure, but the migrant situation is getting out of hand because apparently people are like choosing factions now. They're getting in fights. They're setting up like groups, like little gangs, like the Venezuelans versus the Nicaraguans versus the Guatemalans versus the Hondurans. They're all sort of grouping up. And who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that if you tell people from all over the world that they can come here, that they would? And then when they got here, they would group together by the nations that they came here from. Well, I mean, it'll make it kind of easy to figure out where you need to deport people to, won't it? They're all going to group together. So let's look at this video coming out of New York. This is migrants straight up attacking cops. So let's check it out. There's no audio on this. It's just surveillance footage, apparently. And, so it's 2 cops. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes that I can count. And looks like they're trying to direct them out from the area. Now they're trying to arrest one guy in yellow, and other guys come up and start kicking the cops. And it doesn't help that one of these cops is super overweight, probably older. Wow. Okay, he wasn't going for his gun. He could have went for his gun there. Just one of the cops is actually looks like he's actually in decent shape, but they absolutely could have went for their guns there. But they're full on attacking the cops. And they got their guy away, so he was trying to arrest them, and they attacked the cops, and they got their buddy away. So just zero worry for what the repercussions would be. So that happened, and it made pretty big news. So Andy No reports here. He's saying NYPD News is trying to find the identities of the suspected migrants who kicked and punched officers in the head and body on January 27th in front of 220 West 42nd Street. All right. Well, we got the identities of the guys. So they arrested them, and it looks like they went to court. And this is footage of them coming out of the courtroom. Smiling, flipping off the camera because it looks like they were released. Looks like they were released without bail. So they attack cops, beat up cops, and looks like Alvin Bragg just let them right out. So this guy's covering his head with his hood, but he's flipping off the cameras. That's what these guys think of us.
Is that how you respect the country? What? Is that how you respect the country? I don't speak English.
All these guys. So every single one of these guys, I don't know why there's a conversation around it, why there's a debate at all. Deport them immediately. No trial. Sure, you want to lock them up and have them serve their sentence and then deport them. Say you're going to do that, but they just released them. They just straight up released them. It's very similar to what I'm talking about all the time with the Honduran fentanyl dealers in San Francisco. The Hondos. Everybody knows the Hondos. They get busted. The cops don't even arrest them anymore. They know who they are. They'll have a backpack full of fentanyl, scales, money. Possession of fentanyl with the intent to distribute. With the laws on the books that we have right now, these guys could get locked up for 25 years. They don't even get deported. It's madness. It's just straight madness what we're doing. We're not enforcing laws on big crimes. Big crimes. These dudes attack cops. And then what they are going after people for. What laws they are enforcing. It's freaking madness. It is absolute madness what's taking place in primarily liberal cities.
That's how you feel about this country?
Man, he's wearing a Kobe jersey too. These guys make me mad. Let's see. Danger. I'm pretty sure Alvin Bragg dropped the charges. Yeah, I think you're right. They release all the criminals, illegal or not. People who fight criminals get locked up. Yeah. Nope, we'll get into that. It's what we'll keep going with. So hop over to Libs of TikTok here. So this is from Libs of TikTok, and she says, one of the people in the country, sorry, that was weird. I have Do Not Disturb turned on, but a text message came through. That was weird. One of these people is in our country illegally, beat up cops, and was released without bail. The other is a former Marine who protected riders on a subway from a violent psycho, is facing criminal charges and was released on a $100,000 bail. Democrats soft on violent crime and no bail policies in action. So that's insane. I didn't really notice that when I read this at first. So the Daniel Perry, not Penny, Perry. I always get the two guys mixed up. There was the other guy, Daniel Penny and Daniel Perry, but this is Daniel Perry, I believe. And this is the dude that got locked up for putting what's his face in the Michael Jackson impersonator dude that put him in a he put him in a rear naked choke, but he didn't even sleep him. He didn't even put him to sleep. He got off him. Dude's still breathing afterwards. They're going after him, but $100,000 bail. I mean, the crime that they're accusing him of, I mean, he's very clearly trying to protect people around him. He's not a flight risk. He's not a threat to the community at all. And you give him a $100,000 bail. Meanwhile, you have violent criminals, guys that attacked police officers, are here illegally, and they are a flight risk, and you let them off without bail. It's freaking madness. It's absolute madness. It's criminal is what it is. Like, Alvin Bragg should be arrested. Alvin Bragg should be locked up for just it's anarcho-tyranny. It's absolutely anarcho-tyranny. I don't know how else to put it. We'll keep going here. So this is from Greg Price, and it's just same vein. So on the left is an illegal alien who beat the crap out of an NYPD officer. He was released from jail. Released from jail without bail. On the right is a father of 11 children who was arrested for praying outside an abortion mill. He was just convicted in federal court and faces 11 years in jail. Now, remember the January 6ers, they attacked Capitol police officers. These migrants just attacked police officers. Released without bail. They're here illegally already. We're not deporting them. Wake up. Wake up, people. There is something bigger going on here. This is insane what we're doing. Selective enforcement of the law. Cops, where are you guys at? Freaking police officers, intelligence agency guys. I know there's some of you out there that your brains are breaking because of what you're seeing, and you're still just going along with the program. Guys like me and other people that are pissed off about this stuff, that are noticing things that are going on, we can't do much about it. I'm running for office. Other people are doing things. We're doing everything that we can, but it's going to take you guys that are in positions to be whistleblowers. You guys that are in positions that know stuff. You're the ones that are going to be able to make a difference. This is insane. This is absolutely insane what's happening. And intelligence agency guys, FBI guys, NSA guys, CIA guys, you guys are going to have to be the ones that step out and risk it. Yes, you're going to have to risk your safety, your family, whatever. You can't run from this crap. This totalitarianism that is taking place in our country is only going to get worse. And yeah, it's going to take you guys to stop this crap. Let's keep going here. So let's go over to Travis and Flint. So 12 illegals from Venezuela beat two cops. Sorry, let me start over. 12 illegal immigrants from Venezuela beat two cops last weekend and were released without bail by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. Sahara Abdul, a youth mentor who was high on drugs, ran over a cop and admitted to doing it on purpose. She is only being charged with assault and other minor charges by DA Alvin Bragg. You guys saw that video, right? The chick that just ran into a cop, just tried to run him over, like basically attempted murder. There's video of it. Clear as day. She tried to run him over. It's basically attempted murder. Sahara Abdul, a youth mentor who was high on drugs, ran over a cop and admitted to doing it on purpose. Like he said, yeah, I did it because he's a cop. She is only being charged with assault and other minor charges. It's not involuntary manslaughter. It's not manslaughter. It's not attempted murder. It's assault. Not even assault on a police officer, just assault. If you're a cop in New York, if you're an NYPD officer, how are you still working for this guy? This is your boss. This is your boss that'll send you out there. Doesn't care if you get killed. Alvin Bragg does not care if you get killed. If you're an NYPD officer, he does not care if you get killed. This should be very clear to you. Okay, we'll keep going. Around Christmas, a man attacked 2 young tourist girls and said he was targeting white people. He wasn't charged with a hate crime by DA Alvin Bragg. So straight up said he was targeting white people. Wasn't charged with a hate crime. If that person would have attacked 2 tourist girls of any ethnicity and said, I targeted them because of their ethnicity, any ethnicity, it would have been a hate crime. We'll keep going. It seems our biggest problem in America is progressive DAs. How much longer will... Okay, I was going to get there. How much longer will we let George Soros destroy our country? And San Francisco would be so much worse off right now. I know it's hard to imagine San Francisco being worse off right now. But if Brooke Jenkins wasn't in there, she's the only person fighting for San Francisco right now that I can tell. She's the only person in San Francisco government that's trying to actually improve that place, and she is surrounded by the swamp. So, first of all, kudos to Brooke Jenkins, and thank God they recalled Chesa Boudin. So, okay, we'll continue. So, yeah, Alvin Bragg. All this stuff's on Alvin Bragg. Unbelievable. We'll keep going here. So, and I haven't verified this. I don't know if this is true, but this is from Peach, from Georgia Peach 3102 over on Twitter. Says this should be headline news on every news station, but it's not because it doesn't fit the liberal agenda. It's an NYPD protest because of all the illegals who attacked the 2 police officers in Times Square and was released without bail. So again, this could be footage of just any time of just a bunch of cops driving down the street, but this person is alleging that the cops are doing a protest here. This is what she's saying this is. So again, take it with a grain of salt. It's just videos from the internet. But those audio only, this is just, what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 or 5 city blocks long of police officers going about 5 miles an hour, taking up 1 lane, and then you got some motorcycle cops next to them, flanking them, doing a parade style, sirens on, going about 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, down, I don't know what strip this would be in New York, but yeah. So, okay, NYPD, you're doing this rolling protest thing. I feel like there's something more effective that you guys could do. NYPD is like an army. It's such a giant police force. All right, we'll keep going here. Let's check with the chat. Just get me triggered, guys. Doreen Douglas, first timer. Nice to see ya. Radio Foreman, Money Forgives. Danger. I thought Daniel Perry was the Uber driver in Texas that shot the guy pointing the rifle at him. I think that was Daniel Penny. Yeah, they have the same exact name, other than 2 letters. I think that was Daniel Penny, and he got 25 years, from my understanding. And there's video of the guy had an AK and started raising the muzzle at him, and he drew and bagged him. So, yep. B. Sizzo, Bragg wants them to quit so he can replace them with immigrants in the face of a police hiring crisis. I don't know. The NYPD is too big. You can't just replace all of NYPD. So I don't know if I buy that. They're V1800. They've got to lock up men who stand up to send a message. Yes, damn straight. All right, let's keep going here. Let's head over to Colin Rugg. So to top it off, it appears, says Colin Rugg reports, let me share here. So Colin Rugg reports breaking 4 of the illegal migrants who assaulted NYPD officers near Times Square may be on the run to California, according to the New York Post. Gee, maybe letting them out without bail wasn't a good idea. Cops believe the group hopped on a bus bound for California on Wednesday after giving phony names to a church-affiliated nonprofit group that helps migrants get rides out of the city, the Post reported. Unbelievable is what he says. So, it looks like these. So remember, Daniel Perry released on $100,000 bail. He's not a flight risk. He lives there. He's a New York citizen. And he's not a danger to the community. $100,000 bail. These guys are illegal immigrants here illegally. They assault police officers released without bail. They're the ultimate flight risk. There's you couldn't be more of a flight risk released without bail. It's almost funny. It's almost funny if it wasn't so sinister what they're doing. It's just, I don't know how else to describe it. It's really does seem sinister. It's just, all right, let's see how New Yorkers are reacting to this whole situation, because New Yorkers aren't too stoked about this either. So this is from Wall Street Apes. This is a New York resident, says illegal immigrants in New York are now forming gangs based on where they are from. Illegals are committing violent crimes. So this is all hearsay that she's saying right now. So she's just a random woman from the internet talking, but she's clearly from New York, and she's just telling her what she's seeing and what her friend is telling her.
Guys, the violence here in the last 2 weeks in New York City has gotten so bad. Basically, all the migrants have all created these little sub-gangs according to where they have derived from. Colombians are sticking together, the Venezuelans are sticking together, and the assault and the murder rate has just gone through the fucking roof. I saw my friend this weekend who's NYPD, and he was telling me how crazy it is and that they have direct orders that they can't even really arrest them unless it's a serious, serious crime. Isn't that fucking sick?
If you're an NYPD officer, how are you going to work every day? I mean, when I was working and I'd put on a mask, I knew it wasn't protecting me. I knew it wasn't protecting anybody else. And I knew it was actually bad for my health to wear all day long. And it fogged up my glasses. Every time I put one on and just complied, a little part of me died inside just from the mask, because I knew that I was sacrificing a little bit of my moral compass, if you will. I'm bending the knee for no other reason than complying, because it'll put my job at risk, right? If I refuse to wear a mask, it'll turn into a big thing. And that's exactly what happened. All I did is refuse to wear a mask, and it cost me everything. Well, if you're a New York City police officer, and you know that you're essentially just protecting illegal immigrants, the DA is perfectly fine putting your life at risk. And if you get hurt, they are going to, they'll only go after the person that hurt you if it's a right-wing Trumper. But if it's someone here illegally or whatever, you're not going to get protection. How do you go to work every day? How do you walk around with your dignity intact? How do you do this?
Your NYPD and your boss is telling you, listen, don't make us look bad. Don't arrest any of them. I mean, isn't that fucking sick? Meanwhile, you got citizens who live here and they jaywalk and the cops are like, take that piece of shit in. Let's go. $3,000 fine. I mean, it's wild. So basically in the tents right now, there's one specific story that stands out a little bit. Last week, this man from Venezuela was waiting on the food line to get their food. And he tried to hook up with some girl who belonged to a Peruvian guy. The Peruvian guy got mad that, he was trying to mack it to his girl. And then he stabbed him in the fucking neck. That was it. He's dead. Goodbye. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. What do you think? It's not going to continue? It's going to get worse. Geez. I mean, the stories he told me, you guys would die.
You guys think that criminals aren't coming here? Do you guys really think that all the people that are being put up in these hotels are just nice families escaping a bad situation. They're just hungry. No, guaranteed there's hardcore criminals that came here and we're giving them everything. Just hardcore criminals. Those dudes that attacked the cops, did they strike you as nice, upstanding young gentlemen? They didn't strike me as that. Given everything. It's freaking madness. All right. Well, Boston, get ready, because coming to a town near you. Well, coming to your town, Boston. So let's look over here. So this is what I was talking about migrants. If they knew what they were coming to, nobody would take this long, crazy trek to our country to come to Boston to live on a cot. Who would do that? Whoever's being convinced to come here, and whoever's convincing them is lying to them. This isn't organic, you guys. This is an organized migrant caravan, if you will. There's people being told to come here and organized to come here on purpose. Yeah, sounds crazy. Sounds tinfoily, right? It's not. People from all over the world are being organized, and there's a effort. There's finances behind it. They are trying to get people to flood our country. The Cloward Piven strategy is happening. It's very clear. Just look at what's happening. Just observe what's happening. And then if you know what the Cloward Piven strategy is and how long people have been talking about this exact kind of thing, and Yuri Bezmenov, destabilization, demoralization, all that kind of stuff, that is exactly what's happening to our nation right now. Anyway, all right, tinfoily, let's continue with Boston.
Look inside the new temporary shelter, which will be a safe space for hundreds of families over the next few months. The Melnia Cass Rec Center,
a recreational center in Roxbury, now a temporary safety net site with beds, play areas, and other necessities for incoming migrant families that the governor and community leaders toured today.
We're here today because we really don't have a choice.
State and city leaders say they've all been moved by the plight of families, many now camping out at Logan Airport with no place to go, and a state shelter system stretched to the limit.
When children are asking, Mommy, where are we going tonight? Where are we going to sleep? It's a human crisis.
Shame on Haley! Shame on world!
But the plan has received mixed reviews in the community, since the recreation center is also a vital resource for youth and adult programs.
We sympathize with them. We as a people in our community, we love, but sometimes we love so much that we spite our own selves.
Alternating toe touches.
Tony DeRoca with Boston United Track and Cross Country coaches young athletes in a free weekly program here, and now doesn't know where they'll go with a meet set for Sunday.
So I'm a cross country coach, and all of a sudden, if you just took away my facility that we train at and said, yeah, you can't use that anymore because it's being filled with migrants. Now, we don't have a facility. We don't train inside. We have trails. We're in the Santa Cruz Mountains, so it's not exactly the same thing. But if all of a sudden you said, hey, you can't use the trails anymore, it'd be like, well, what the heck are we supposed to do? So they are taking away from, not only taking tax dollars to put up migrants. My dog is snoring so loud right now. They're taking away services now that are designed for Boston locals, Boston kids. This is a track and field and cross country coach. This is my guy right here. We do the same thing.
Have kids who also are impacted negatively, and our program is one that very few stable times of their life.
And that's another thing. These kids come from all different backgrounds when you're a coach, and you can tell some of the kids that come from, an unstable background, and the tiny bit of coaching and mentoring that you can give those kids can be the difference between that kid ending up being successful or ending up being in prison. The tiny bit of coaching and mentoring where you can pass on the idea of being the hardest working person in the room, the idea of overcoming pain and obstacles and fear and all that kind of stuff. A lot of these kids don't ever have anyone that talks to talks to them about these types of things. So being a coach, it sometimes it's the only mentoring these kids get. And now all of a sudden, if you take these facilities away, you're taking away a tool from these coaches to be able to help kids be leaders, learn how to think for themselves, all that stuff. You're taking away from kids doing this.
I've been going here for like 2 years now, and like it's been like a second home to me.
But the decision to make it a temporary home until May 31st for migrant families is called humanitarian, but also difficult by some. And Boston Mayor Michelle Wu acknowledged that today.
This is not the first time that this community has been asked to sacrifice over and over again. And so we'll continue to work with the state and ensure that all options are on the table.
She's the worst. She's the one that threw that like no whites allowed dinner thing, and then she actually accidentally sent out like a reply all email even to all the white people. So like the white people that weren't invited accidentally got the email. She's the worst.
Now, the governor says she hopes the community will be helped, not burdened by the plan, saying local vendors will be used to provide food and other necessities here, and funding will be provided for long-awaited upgrades to the Melnia Cass Recreational Center once the temporary shelter is closed.
Did she try to spin it by saying like, whoa, we're going to use like local food vendors to provide food for them, so we're actually helping the economy? No, because you're still taking tax dollars from Bostonians and reallocating them to illegal immigrants. So don't try to spin this, lady. Okay, let's keep going. Let's listen to another Bostonian talk about how stoked she is about this, because she's really stoked. You guys could tell. And people aren't being mean about it, you know, like people aren't trying to be mean. They're just like, hey, what about us? You know, it's just, that's all this is. It's just like a, hey, you know, we're actually United States citizens. Remember us?
And I saw your outrage. Why are you outraged?
Because this place was, like you said, it's free. It was a place for our children. Our children, I have 4 children, and it's sad. You know, I have 4 boys, you know.
CC Pino, nice to see you.
And we really don't have nothing in the community that's free for us. Don't get me wrong. It's great that they want to help the immigrants, but what about the Americans that are already here? What about the people that are already here that don't have homes, that don't have jobs, that are sleeping on the street already? These people came from the airport here, probably on boats, probably on buses, and probably all for free. Now they're getting stipends. They're getting what else? I need money for me and my kids, and I was born here. Like, you know, I know life is a struggle in itself, but this is not the answer to help them.
There's so many people out there, Californians that consider themselves liberals, New Yorkers, tons of people in liberal cities that if they knew, if they just had key pieces of information, that just pieces of information that they are unaware of, it would change the way they look at everything. There is no way they would ever vote for a Democrat again. And I'm not even saying vote for Republicans. I'm not saying vote for Republicans, because the GOP is awful. I realize now that the GOP can't possibly be America first. The GOP is GOP first. Just make sure you're aware of that. For example, I'm running for California State Senate. There's 2 other Republicans running. I'm running as a libertarian. Well, I'm far more conservative, America first, and a Trump guy than either of the 2 guys that I'm running against. One of them is a straight up secret Democrat, like vaccinated, friends with Ted Lieu, friends with Andrew Yang, friends with all the AI tech bros. Like, dude's a secret Democrat. The other guy's not even trying. Well, if I make it through the primaries and it's me against Laird and I'm a libertarian, I don't think I'll get any GOP backing. I won't get any endorsements or GOP backing or anything, because I'm a libertarian. I'm not running as a Republican. Well, if I'm a candidate that is going to be California first, America first, wouldn't that make sense to back that candidate? If I'm a conservative, to me, that would make sense, because you're putting America first. You're putting California first. Well, no, they won't do that, because they're not America first. They're not California first. They're GOP first. So Yeah, Republicans are just as feckless as the Democrats, if you ask me. Sorry, that was just a little rant there. Okay, I'm going to stop at that video. You guys get the gist of it with what she was saying. Okay, so let's hop over to Dallas. So yeah, so this is Boston, or I'm sorry, this is Dallas Airport, and this is Ben Berkwam. I use his footage a lot because he does great work out of California here, and he does a lot of border stuff, a lot of homeless stuff. All right, let's check it out here. So he is in the Dallas airport, and he seems to have come across a bunch of illegal immigrants from wherever.
Looks like Boston is the next community to get overrun, guys. Back in DFW, about 15 illegals from Africa heading to Boston.
Okay, so yeah, he's in the Dallas airport, but that's the gate where they're going to be flying out to Boston. So it looks like they're sending a bunch of illegal immigrants to Boston right now. So if you guys are in Boston, get ready. That's about it here with the illegal immigrant stuff. He goes and he ends up making a bromance in a second here.
Boston's the next one. All right, walking through Dallas Airport, ran into
Tom Hamner.
Tom Hamner. Now you're heading back to D.C. You saw my shirt and he said, yes, he did. You're going back. You said you've already been in for 30 months because of J6. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I was convicted for civil disorder, and they sentenced me to 30 months. I served 26 and a half. Recently released, living.
So, again, 26 months for civil disorder. That civil disorder. So he probably walked around in the Capitol on January 6th. Probably walked around. Remember, migrants, illegal immigrants, here illegally, attacked cops, released without bail, fled to California. Okie dokie. That's what we're doing. Let's continue. So let's go over to another airport here. So this is the video that sort of got everybody talking today. They're alleging, so Tim Pool is talking about this. They're alleging that this video here is taken by a state senator. I can't even remember what state this is out of. Let me see here. Let's read. So exclusive video shows migrants tucked away in a hidden room under military guard at Atlanta airport. So Real Colton Moore, who is state senator, District 53 of Georgia State Senator, District 53. And he also says Rhino Wrangler. I like this guy. Okay. And then, so Colton Moore and Freedom Caucus, Georgia. Okay. Took the video after it was contracted by a concerned whistleblower. Okay. Senator Moore was blocked from entering. Okay. Let's watch this video. So this video, you can tell he's trying to hide the camera, and it keeps going back from like panorama view or landscape view to portrait view, and it's kind of annoying. But yeah, they're saying that they got a bunch of illegal immigrants here in this airport in a room, and they're being guarded by some military guy. And a lot of people are saying because of the garb that he has on that this guy is a drill sergeant, is what they're saying.
Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah.
Whiskey Reaper, nice to see you. Okay, so it's hard to see in this video, but so inside this room here, behind this metal door with glass inserts, is apparently a bunch of illegal immigrants. And then you've got this army dude sitting in a chair. I never served, guys, so I don't know how to read like military stuff. You guys tell me what this dude is, but people are saying he's a drill sergeant.
I just want to get a documentation of him. Are you like ICE or something? Senator from here in the state of Georgia. Senator Baltimore representing Northwest Georgia. They have like government, like some kind of agency that works. I got you in there. Okay. Appreciate you. I think he's one. How's it going, man? Yeah. You guys documented or? Yeah. Yeah. Transporting anybody?
If I get in as a state senator, bet your ass I will be doing stuff like this. I will get access to everywhere that I didn't have previous access to and try to find shady stuff, and I will be blowing the whistle on everyone. I'm going to tell on everyone. I don't care if they're on my team either.
Anywhere?
Yeah, we're all getting them placed to where they need to be.
Okay, where they need to be?
All over the place.
Where are they coming from?
As in, like, country of origin, stuff like that. Also all over the place.
All over the place?
Yeah.
You know when they come into the U.S.?
Why, can I ask you why you're asking these questions?
Yeah. The senator from Northwest Georgia.
Yeah.
And not a big fan of human trafficking. Just want to make sure
everything's
above board here.
Yeah, so these are just recently documented travelers getting released from ICE, getting to where they need to be. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the senator recording. He's questioning the guy. The guy's like, okay, why is this guy asking questions? Senator's like, because I don't like human trafficking. And it looks like that's what you guys are doing. And the guy's like, no, they were just released by ICE. And now we're helping them get to where they need to be. Oh, you mean human trafficking? Because that's what human trafficking is.
So your airport, a company of volunteers.
Yeah.
Team Liberty.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a non-government organization? What is that?
Yeah.
Non-government organization, NGOs. NGOs, where do I know that term? Oh yeah, those are all the people that pretend to help the homeless in San Francisco and actually just give them needles, fentanyl, or needles, foil, cookers, and syringes. Yeah, all that crap. NGOs, freaking NGOs. They rob you.
So you're seeing, how'd you get the job?
I'm a volunteer. I mean, there's people that they get dropped off here from ICE detention with no help, so we just.
It bothers me that it's called Team Liberty. It bothers me.
All right. Yeah, sounds good, man. Care if we, yeah, care if I come in? Just take a little closer look.
I mean, you can stand right there. I don't know you I don't know you very well either. So
yeah, just let me get a video if you don't.
Actually, you cannot get a video. No. You cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. You're done.
Okay.
So they tried to take his camera away, his phone. This is a state senator, you guys. And this little pipsqueak from the NGO has the authority to tell him that he can't film. This is madness. What is really going on here, you guys? What is really going on? We'll keep going. Let's see here. Whiskey Reaper. Oh, the Lincoln Project. Nothing but lefty pedos. What do you mean? What about the Lincoln Project? Keep fighting. The red pills are working, and ammo is shipping to California again. Yeah, I saw that. Too bad I can't afford ammo. Yeah, I know. It'll be nice when I can get. I don't really care about ammo right now. I got a decent amount of ammo. I'm looking more for. Be nice when I can actually order 30-round magazines. I'm the guy that. Because I especially since I'm running for office now, I feel like the freaking. I don't want to do anything that will give them the ability to lock me up. So I only have 10-round magazines. It's embarrassing. It's legitimately embarrassing. For my AR, I only have 10-round magazines, and that's what I want to order to my door. So yeah. Yes, I did miss Freedom Week. I did. Yep. I know. There's a guy that yeah, they're. I have the dude over at I think it's called Magazine's Warehouse in Texas. He's gonna call me or text me the second that they can ship to California again. So like I don't even need to wait for like the update from whatever. The dude's gonna know and he's just gonna tell me. So he's already got my order ready to go. So we'll see. That's what I'm looking for is the magazines. All right, let's continue because this is a little. This is nefarious, you guys. So let's go over to this is from Salty Goat over on the X platform here. And okay, this is more like the why is this happening type thing, the tinfoil part of this episode, if you will. Let's just observe things and then we'll sort of speculate. But let's see what the sheriff talks a lot about this stuff, but let's just observe things.
All over on the other side of the border and on our side of the border. And we find them with the folks that we pull over and stop that have come into this country illegally. So once again, I'm here to remind you that the information that the mainstream media feeds you is what's false.
You can see right here. So, it's right here. This is the IOM. That's Spanish. The OIM is what it says on his vest. That's Spanish for the IOM, the International Organization of Migration. That's the migration arm of the United Nations.
International Organization of Migration. That's the immigration arm of the United Nations. It's starting to look like the United Nations is organizing the mass migration to the United States.
You can see here that he was kind of trying to turn away. He didn't really want to be on camera.
Oh, he's mad. And now he's getting aggressive and trying to be intimidating. I always love it when guys do this. It's always so fun.
Repite. Ask me. Oh, permisión. So
it's so funny. You can tell the dude that's talking right here, you can tell how absolutely not intimidated whatsoever he was by that guy. It was pretty funny.
That's what's going on. He's from the OIM. That's the United Nations out here giving all sorts of aid. It is clear that the intent of these organizations is to direct the masses of illegal aliens to the United States. Consider this map, which shows the route from Colombia to the United States and marks 12 U.S. border crossing points with flags. Many similar maps
starting to come together yet? So it's looking like Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, all these countries where a bunch of people are coming from. Well, wow, it looks like this group of people is organizing this. And telling them where to cross. Weird, yeah, because now that I think about it, it's almost like all the people that we see crossing are coming here, and it doesn't look like they've been trekking through the desert for weeks. They all look like they are in new clothes, like they got dropped off really close, like they're being flown into wherever the most local airport is to that particular border crossing. It's almost like this whole thing is highly, highly organized, and the illegal migration flood of people coming into the United States is organized by the United Nations. Weird.
Are distributed by other organizations. This map, distributed by the Red Cross, shows the route from Panama to the United States in painstaking detail. On the back of the map, illegal aliens are encouraged to ride on top of freight trains to reach the United States border.
That's weird. I've seen that. I've seen people doing that.
The next stop along the route is the city of Pasto. It was here that we discovered a secret staging point for Chinese illegal aliens headed to the United States.
Oh, man. I've seen groups of fighting age Chinese males coming into the United States. In fact, I've seen them in California. Weird.
So right now we are in Colombia at the Cabañas Rio Mayo Hotel. And this hotel that we stumbled upon by accident is a major hub, a major transit point, meeting place for Chinese foreign nationals that are on their way to the United States. And last night when we were here, we were eating at this hotel restaurant, and we were the only foreigners that were not Chinese. I mean, literally the entire hotel is just Chinese foreigners.
Who is this king doing this work? This dude's doing this is dangerous. What this guy's doing, talking about this, and he's just he's doing it without a care in the world. I like this guy.
We spoke with the hotel staff here, and they confirmed that. And while there are some women and children, it's mostly military-aged males. There's some right behind me right now, actually. One thing to note is that among all of the foreign nationals that are entering the United States illegally, the Chinese are among the most well-funded and the most sophisticated in the way they go about getting to the United States. They're the ones that are taking planes. We're right across the street from an airport right now, and they also have established networks. And this hotel that we're at is proof of that. It's all Chinese, and for some reason, they all know to come here. It's because they are in direct communication. People that are further up the trail or that have made it to the United States are telling people that are on their way, hey, this is a hotel that's safe for you.
Cloward Piven strategy in full effect.
You can see a lot of the writings, a lot of the signs in this hotel are written in Chinese. Again, this is further proof that it's not by accident. It's not just some sort of one-off occasion that there's all of these Chinese nationals here at this point. That there are definitively Chinese spies in the United States. Are the Chinese police in the United States?
Yeah. 便衣警察
Occasion that there's all of these Chinese nationals here at this point. That there are definitively Chinese spies in the United States. Are the Chinese police in the United States?
Okay, you guys hear that question? Are the Chinese police in the United States? Yes. After speaking to his translator, I would like to remind everybody that California police officers, particularly the San Francisco Police Department, you no longer need to be a United States citizen in order to be a police officer. All you have to do is be able to legally work in the United States. Well, China's very well connected in San Francisco. I promise you, if people come here from China, well funded, they will be able to get the requisite paperwork in order to obtain employment in California. There's absolutely a route for CCP members to become police officers in San Francisco. There's absolutely a route for cartel members to become police officers in San Francisco. We have opened Pandora's box, folks.
便衣警察
Plainclothes policeman is what that translated to. Let's continue. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. So you guys remember this guy? Let me go check chat really quick. You guys still hanging out over there on Twitter? Let's see here. CC Pino, who is this guy? What's his handle? Would like to follow him? Yeah, good question, actually. Let me go back. Let's check this dude out. So, says our border crisis is not by accident. This starts by blah, blah, blah. Then it shows migration hubs in Ecuador, Colombia. It doesn't say. It's from Muckraker. Let's see. Let me see, who is this guy? Yeah, you know what? It sucks. This video never shows his name, but it's from muckraker.com. If you guys are familiar with that website, the Muckraker. See, I tried to find him there, the Muckraker. Isn't like a muckraker an old school like propagandist that spreads propaganda for the government? Isn't that what a muckraker is supposed to be? Can't remember. All right, let's keep going here. So you guys remember this dude, right? So he comes across the border and he starts talking mad crap, saying like, you guys are gonna know who I am. So you remember this dude, this video?
You would know who I am. You are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
So you're not smart enough to know who I am. Soon you're gonna know who I am.
Know who I am. You are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. You would know who I am.
So this dude was in prison for 12 years.
am. If you are really not smart enough to know who I am, enough you will know who I am.
All right. So who is this dude? So this guy, alleged terrorist warning Americans, soon you'll know who I am, appears to be Mazlum Samadov, a Muslim who was released in January 2023 after serving 12 years for being a terrorist. Will the Democrat voters ever wake up to the invasion of the southern border? Released from where, though? Released from what prison? He was in the United States? It's like, this is actually making me, because there's tons of people that we locked up in Guantanamo. That take me down a whole other rabbit hole that I don't even want to go down right now. But curious if we created this terrorist. There's plenty of people that we locked up and accused them of being terrorists, and they weren't, and they came out hating everybody that was involved. But anyway, this guy clearly hates America, and he came right across the border. And he's talking about, he's basically threatening America, saying he's going to attack America, and you're going to know who my name is really soon. So, okay, we'll keep going. Let's hop over to California really quick. There's one of these videos going around a couple days ago, but this is a new one. So this is becoming a regular thing in California, the boats that are just hightailing it towards the coast, just right across the border, and then they just jump out of the boats and run inland. And I don't know where they go. There has to be another hub right there in San Diego somewhere that they know where to go to, because this is another situation. It's a quick video. It's like a nice boat too, and they just abandoned them. They just abandoned these boats. Oh no, this guy didn't. Oh wow. Oh wow, this dude appears to be like an actual smuggler, like on a boat. Oh, wow, he dropped him off and then got out of there. Huh, that's crazy. Huh. Okay, so if we're sending all our border patrol to just process people coming over the border, that means we can't stop stuff like this. All right, so you see all the stuff happening at the border. You see all the stuff happening with illegal immigration. Obviously, it's a major problem. The vast majority of Americans want our border to be secured, and they're just not doing it. So let's go over to Anthony Blinken and listen to him essentially gaslight us. Let's listen to what Blinken has to say about the whole situation.
Hello, everyone. Providing a safe haven and a new home for people fleeing war, violence, and persecution is one of America's noblest traditions, dating back to the founding of our nation. And throughout our history, our country has benefited from the energy, the ingenuity, the hard work of refugees. American communities have long been at the heart of welcoming refugees, whether they were escaping the horrors of World War II, the repression of autocrats, or persecution because of who they were or what they believed. We witnessed this over the last year as Americans of all ages and backgrounds in every American state stepped up to help resettle thousands of Afghans, Ukrainians, and Venezuelans. Building on this proud tradition, the State Department is launching the Welcome Corps, a private sponsorship program that will harness the generosity and goodwill of American citizens to resettle refugees.
Notice how he's trying to conflate all the people coming across the border right now with people that were escaping Afghanistan, where we waged war, Ukraine, where we highly encouraged war. And then what was the other country that he said? Venezuela, sanctions. Like, he's trying to conflate all the people coming over here from Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Mexico, wherever else there is in South America. He's trying to act like they're escaping war-torn countries. And the whole, if you're seeking asylum, you're supposed to seek it in the country that, like, if you're escaping a country and for asylum reasons, you're seeking asylum, and you pass through 3 countries that will offer you asylum on the way, you're not really seeking asylum. You're just trying to come to the U.S. He's trying to conflate these different things.
For over 4 decades, our system has relied primarily on resettlement agencies to do this work. Under this new initiative, people in communities, faith-based organizations, Colleges and universities, veterans associations, and other groups will be able to play that role, taking the lead and helping refugees do things like find a place to live.
Okay, so translation. They're going to take a bunch of NGOs and use this migration process to line the pockets of a bunch of cronies. That's the way I'm interpreting this. That's what they're going to do. They're going to take taxpayer dollars and take all these illegal immigrants and send them throughout the country, all over the place, deep into the country, everywhere. So it'll be harder to find.
Enroll kids in school, obtain basic goods like furniture and winter clothes.
I need some furniture and some winter clothes. Is the government going to help me out?
Private sponsorship is a big responsibility. But the reality is that American communities have been crucial partners in this work for some time. And the most important thing Americans need to succeed as sponsors is something they already have: knowledge of their community, like how to catch a bus to the local library.
Nobody's catching a bus to the local library, Blinken.
Where to buy groceries, the best park to spend a Sunday afternoon. They won't do it alone. Throughout the process, private sponsors will be able to rely on resettlement experts for guidance and support. The Welcome Corps will allow Americans to do what we do best: be guides and friends to our new neighbors. Put them on a path.
Be guides and friends to our new neighbors. You see how he slipped that in? Our new neighbors. The border is wide open, you guys. They're bringing them in and they're saying they're here to stay. That's what he's saying right here. They're trying to condition everyone in America to just accept this new reality of open borders. That's all this is.
Path to realizing their full potential, to the benefit not just of refugee families, but all our families. As someone whose own relatives came to the United States in search of safety and freedom, I know what a difference real welcome can make. And not only in the lives of the people who flee, but for their children, their grandchildren, for generations to come. It's one of the reasons so many members of my family, including me, have chosen the path of public service.
He chose the path of public service. I would love to know what his net worth is. That has nothing to do with public service.
I'm confident that if you join the Welcome Corps, you won't just change the lives of the refugees you help, you'll change your own lives as well. For more information on how you can be part of this effort, please visit www.welcomecorps.org.
I can't stand that evil son of a bitch. All right, let's continue. So frustrating. We're almost through it, folks. I have just a few more things I want to get through here. So this is from Leading Report. Apparently, Speaker Mike Johnson releases a document of 64 instances of the Biden administration undermining border security policy and encouraging illegal immigration. 64 different instances. So it's just all screenshots. Yeah, just the border is very clearly open. Let's see. Michael Letter, Chinese police would clean up California in a few months. You're probably right. We are overrun with homeless drug addicts. Venezuela. Okay. Let's see. The 1800. Too bad there wasn't someone who could address that directly. It's mind-blowing the lack of shame when lying to an entire country of people. No kidding. Is it just money to sell yourself out? Yep, that's pretty much what it is. CC Pino, the city is full. Oh, let me go back up here. Whiskey Reaper. Lost your guns at a boating accident. Fishing lures and poles were stocked. All my bow targets are painted baby blue with a white U bullseye. Funny. CC Pino. Who is this guy? What's his handle? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. Just muckraker.com. See if you can find him there. Whiskey Reaper, the entire Bay Area is infiltrated. Biolabs in Fresno. Yep. Reedley. Technically Reedley, California. The city is full of them. They've been coming here for decades. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. So that is from Speaker Mike Johnson. Apparently he's just documenting all the different instances where the Biden administration undermined border security policy. We don't need another bill. They keep talking about, they're trying to blame Republicans because they need a bill to, they said, so they can send more border agents to the border to help. What they mean is they need to send more border patrol agents there to process and let in the illegal immigrants. They don't have enough border patrol agents because there's so many people coming here illegally, and all they're doing is processing. So translation, they need more border patrol agents so they can do their human trafficking. That's what this is. Open borders equals human trafficking. We'll keep going. Almost through it, folks. Let's go over to End Wokeness here. So End Wokeness says, this is Jose Menjivar. 150 Democrats voted against a bill to automatically deport him. So that's the thing today. So there's a bill put forth to automatically deport illegal immigrants convicted of DUI. I don't even know if it's convicted. If they were, let's just say convicted. Automatically deport them. Well, they voted against it. 150 Democrats voted against it. What Krasenstein was saying was that it would have deported people even with like a green card or that were here legally. Well, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. If you get a DUI and you're here and you got a green card, yeah, deported. Like that. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. But apparently a bunch of people voted against it. 150 Democrats. So it says he's an illegal immigrant. So this guy, he is an illegal immigrant with 4 deportations and 3 DUI convictions. 3 DUI convictions. So this is the thing, you guys. If you're an illegal immigrant, you can come here and do whatever you want. You can commit crime. They're going to give you money. And you can essentially do whatever you want. The cops can't touch you. If you're a United States citizen, they will go after you. If you do anything to try to help your community, it seems. The United States government is actively working against the well-being of United States citizens. I have no confidence in the United States government. The United States government, to me, seems to be infiltrated by bad actors. And I think everyone can see that. It's not even a conspiracy theory to say something like that. Every move they make goes against the well-being of Americans. Let's see what Karine Jean-Pierre has to say about this whole situation, shall we?
For years, they have refused to heed the president's request for action on much-needed funding for border security.
Okay. So Karine Jean-Pierre is telling you that it's the Republicans' fault because they need more money. You guys, the border is only not secure because they need more money for border patrol. Weird how it was so much more secure when Trump was in office. That's just really weird. It's almost like the whole world knew that if they came here when Trump was in office, they were going to get deported. And now it's like the whole world knows if they come here, if they can get here, Biden will put them up at a cushy hotel and give them everything that they want, and they can commit whatever crime they want. It seems that way. Let's go to one more clip of lead propagandist Karine Jean-Pierre.
Just back to the border, does the administration think Texas is failing to comply with court orders around the placement and removal of razor wire?
Well, I mean, the Supreme Court is the highest, law, court of the land. It is.
She's so bad. She just seems like a dumb person. Supreme Court, as well, the supreme law of the land. She's so bad. At least Jen Psaki was like good at spinning propaganda. She just sucks. She just really sucks.
And they made a ruling, and on Tuesday, as you guys probably saw,
she's so bad.
DHS sent Texas a letter outlining the access of Border Patrol needs in Shelby Park, for example, to do their jobs, and demanding Texas confirm this access will be honored. Border Patrol needs to have access in order to do their job. They just do. And, what we're seeing from Governor Abbott, you've heard me say this over and over again, they're making it harder. He's making it harder for Border Patrol to do their jobs.
That's the thing, though, is the Biden administration has redefined Border Patrol's jobs as being human traffickers. So previously, under Trump, Border Patrol's job was to stop people from entering the country at the border. Now, under the Biden administration, Border Patrol's job is to help people enter the country and act as human traffickers. So it's a little disingenuous when she says that Republicans aren't allowing Border Patrol to do their job because they're still called Border Patrol. If they were called United States Human Trafficking Service, then her statement would make more sense. So maybe we should just rename the Border Patrol to the United States Human Trafficking Service. Problem solved. There we go. Done. I just fixed the whole border problem right there. Just rename the Border Patrol. United States Human Trafficking Service. Problem solved. Border problem solved, you guys. You see? That's why you should vote for me, because I have that sort of outside the box thinking. Clever solutions, everyone. All right. I think that's all I got tonight. I think that's all I wanted to share with you guys. So frustrating. All right. Let's see. Whiskey Reaper, more people gets more congressional seats as well. Yep, exactly. Census. Yeah. Well, folks, that is it. That is pretty much all I wanted to get into tonight. I'm going to be talking about the James O'Keefe video tomorrow. I wanted to get into that tonight, but I knew I wasn't going to have time because there's so much border stuff I wanted to cover. All right. Michael Letter, United States Human Trafficking Service. Yeah, USHTS. I like it. Yeah. The U shits. That's it. Sorry. I'm like 7. All right, folks. I will be back here again tomorrow at 6:30. I'm going to try and get Eric to join me tomorrow night. I don't know if he can, but I want to break down I like breaking down stuff with Eric. I like going through videos and pausing it and just reacting. Eric's fun to talk to. So hopefully he can join me tomorrow night. I'm not sure, but I will be breaking down the James O'Keefe undercover video. It's so hilarious. Here, answer me this. You guys, do I look incredibly different when I do this? Do I look completely different now? Because that's all James O'Keefe did. He tricked a dude into going on a date with them. And all he did is put glasses on and like changed his hair color. Oh, it's so good. He freaking Clark Kented him. Clark Kented? He Clark Kented him. That's what he did. Pretty impressive. Very impressive, James O'Keefe. All right, folks. Doreen, Michael Letter, B. Sizzo, Radio Foreman, Danger. What else we got here? Whiskey Reaper, CC Pino, V1800. All right. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Always fun to hang out with you guys. Yes, exactly. Clark Kent, then Superman. Exactly. You got it, P. Sizzo. Thanks for hanging out, man. I always like it when you guys are talking to me during the whole show. It makes doing the show a lot more enjoyable. All right, folks. I will be back here again tomorrow night at 6:30. But before we get out of here, you know how we do it. Got to read a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. What do we got tonight? Okay, I already read that one. That one's funny. Okay, all right. I don't know if this is going to be any good, but we're going to read it anyway. So here it goes. Ready for the Chuck Norris joke of the evening? Here it is. A blind man once stepped on Chuck Norris's shoe. Chuck says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Chuck Norris." The mere mention of his name cured the man's blindness. Sadly, the first, last, and only thing the man ever saw was a fatal roundhouse kick delivered by Chuck Norris. And on that note, stay CaliBased.